Morning, everyone.
Morning.
Let's get this thing started.
You get a senior day this Saturday, I hear. What's your feelings as you get ready to do that?
It's a bittersweet moment. Obviously 4 years ago, you hear a lot about how this journey ends fast and this almost ends as quickly as it started. But at the end of the day, it's definitely one of those moments you gotta savor and you really appreciate for being a part of this program.
How would you describe what your journey's been like? Everyone knows you came out of high school, not the highest recruiting guy, and then you decided to come back this year. Now you're the Heisman conversation, all that kind of stuff. Like, how can you sum up what this journey has been?
It's definitely unexpected. It's definitely something I'd never expected in a million years of being part of this. And, honored, I'm blessed, and it's just one of those things that, you sit back and you think about and you're just like, wow, it's definitely not by myself. I definitely had a team of people and, they deserve all the recognition because I couldn't have done it without them. It takes a village to raise a child, and I'm glad that I chose this village.
Who are some people that maybe, obviously there's Coach Scott, but some people that maybe don't get all the recognition or whatever like that have really helped you along with?
I'll say Coach Scott. Coach Scott, my mom, my brothers. My brothers are only 8 and 10, but they help me more than they ever know. And it's just, I just want to make sure that I become a good role model for them, and a good example for them because they lead the way. Since I left, they're the man of the house now, so I just want them to make sure that they're okay and they follow my footsteps and do something that they can achieve.
How do your brothers help you?
They just support. I text them. I try to text them, every week or every day, but it's only select times they have their iPad, so they can't text back. But it's just just being, obviously being in college, you can't see them grow up. You can't watch them, every day like you used to. But just hearing them, and hearing that I love you, and I'm so proud of you, and I'm so happy. And, they're so excited for me to come home for Christmas. And I'm just so excited to get them something special because they deserve it.
Jordan, how would you describe this senior class?
Tough and resilient. It's one of those things that, we came in, it's been ebbs and flows throughout the seasons that we played. And, it's just one of those things, I wish that we had a full senior class, people transfer, people, go to the league and everything. And I wish they were here to experience this moment with us. But, at the end of the day, we still have love for them. And, in a way, this is kind of their senior day because, we want to do it for everybody that came in with us. I don't know how many people we had in our class, but it was a pretty big class. And, it's just especially my roommate was Tommy Bush. And, we talked to him almost every day. So, it's like for him, just like those people who couldn't be there. We just want to make sure that we end this off and end this season off really special.
And I guess looking back on the end of last season and the way that that went, and all of y'all just kind of deciding to come back, how much of that was a group effort? A conversation that y'all might have had as a senior class to say, hey, let's get one more crack at it.
It was definitely a conversation that we had, and we either way we wanted to recruit the boys for coming back and eventually went out to the league, but. You have to make decisions for your own, the different forks in the road, but, at the end of the day, all roads lead home, and that's the Georgia.
Has it been, obviously you're winning, but has it been worth it? Was you excited with the decision to get everybody kind of coming back and how it's kind of felt?
Definitely, it's worth it. I can say for at least myself, I'm having fun. This is the most fun I had in the season, since I've been here. And not even just from football aside, I'm taking the time to actually be a student, go to events around campus and interact with people and not just football players and not just athletes. I just want to make sure that, at the end of the day that, I squeeze as much as I could out of this college experience because you only get one.
Are you concerned, you mentioned, you started with Tommy Bush and the transfer portal has really changed things now. You were a guy that maybe didn't play as much as you wanted to early on, though you did play and got into the mix, but sitting where you are today and having gone through, does that concern you about college football, guys jumping and stuff like that?
You have to make the decision that's best for you. Me personally, I was committed to the G, and loyalty is real deep in my aspect in my life. So I'm loyal to the places that's loyal to me, and Georgia's always been there for me, no matter what. Even through my recruiting process, they always been there. Coach Scott always been there. So that was one of the reasons that I came, obviously. But it's just Transfer portal it depends on the person. I can't really say for myself. I love it here. Even if it didn't pan out the way it has, then I'll still love it here. This is my home. Like, this is where I'm supposed to be.
Who are some of the players, just looking back when you were just first coming in, I guess raw would be a good term, when you think about some of the players that took you in and kind of mentored you, who would some of those guys be?
All the defensive linemen in my class, like Jonathan Ledbetter, Tyler Clark, Julian Rochester, he's still here, but, those guys, Quan Hawkins, those are the guys that, took me under their wing. David Marshall, it's too many to name, honestly. Even, aside from the defensive line, it's just so many people that's influenced me and helped me and took me under their wing. And, I hope that they're proud of me. Oh, and Mike B. I can't forget about Mike B. Mike B, I'm one of his groomsmen for his wedding, so that could show you what type of relationship that we have with each other. And it's just one of those things that, when you're a dog for life. And it's one of those things, you have brothers for life, and it's you call football fraternity, but this is really like a brotherhood.
Richard LeCount said a couple years ago, this place ain't for everybody. What do you have to learn and recognize to stay at Georgia, to make it all the way through like a guy like yourself?
It's hard work. It's tough. Off season is tough, and it can either make you or break you. And people say pressure builds diamonds or bust pipes, and I want to be the one that creates diamonds in this situation. So Georgia isn't for everybody, but if it is for you, and you want to be coached hard, and you want to do something really special, then this is the place for you.
I remember you said a couple weeks ago, when Devontae said he was coming back, that kind of sealed it for you. Just what has the relationship been like with y'all over the past 3-4 years? And I guess coming into this year, both of y'all are two of the best defensive tackles.
That's my brother. That's all I have to say. That's my brother. And you don't really come in here expecting that. And you obviously you would think of him as a teammate, but having that relationship and building a bond with Vontae, we almost do everything together. So I run to him whenever I have problems. Like I went to him last night. I was like, I just need to get out of the house. I need to talk. I just need to be with somebody. And I'm glad that I have Devontae and other players to call on like that. And, that just kind of tells you about the relationship with this team. Like it's, we theme of this year has been a connection, but we really don't call it connection. We call it love because that's how it is in the team. Like in the locker room, it's love. Like we'll do anything for this team.
How would you describe the leadership style of Nolan Smith? How would you describe the leadership style of Nolan Smith?
Nolan brings it every day. He brings the juice. When I'm down and I'm really iffy, and I'm under not under the weather, but under the sun, I'm just like, Nolan just brings it every day. He always has that energy, he has that bubbly, he has that vibe. So it's always great to play with him. And, you see it on the field. He plays how he talks. He walks that life. So Nolan is always the guy that's going to bring it. You can always rely on him to bring that fire.
And then what have you seen in practice of Xavier Trust as he's made that move to guard and moved on to the inside?
It's development. Georgia, we've really built on development and depth. And you obviously can see it, everybody has a room to get better. Trust is definitely getting better from what I've seen from when he came in to now. And, it makes me proud to see him on Saturdays playing his tail off.
One of your brothers isn't going to be there Saturday, Adam Anderson. I just wonder, what your feelings are on that, and him not being around for all this. Have you been in touch with him at all?
I seen him. I try to show my support and everything, but I kind of take a step back and I deleted social media because of all that stuff. I just want to make sure that I'm there, as a person. I don't want to, I still want to know I love him. We all love him over here, so you just want to make sure that he's okay.
Jordan, looking back at the Peach Bowl, did that game send y'all into the offseason as a result, in a way that maybe losing wouldn't have a result like that?
I'm not sure. We go into every game, we expect to win. So, the Peach Bowl is a very fun game playing. I love those games when it's down to the wire and you really have to play your tail off. But at the end of the day, it's a new season. We get in the off season, anything can happen. It's a lot of teams that won in the bowl game this year that's not panning out too well this year in the season. But I can't really say, it's those ifs, ands, and buts. But it's at the end of the day, we just move forward.
Building off of
Cincinnati's,
Seth's question, go ahead.
Cincinnati's unbeaten too. Did y'all come out of that game with a little bit more respect for them?
we always have respect for every team that we play. No matter what, between Tech or Clemson, it doesn't matter who we play. Cincinnati is a great team. They have a great coach, they have great leadership, they have a great QB. So, kudos to them for being undefeated. And if we see them, we see them. If we don't, we don't. It's not up to us. We just play the next game.
Just
Jordan,
following
that's all
off
the
of
time we
Seth's
have
question.
today for
Okay.
Jordan.
Kind of finish up, just follow up that question on Cincinnati. I know you guys focus on yourselves, but there is a lot of discussion. Do they belong in the playoff? To you, any difference between Cincinnati and any other Power 5 team you guys play?
Honestly, as long as we're in the playoffs, that's all that matters to us. We just trying to play for our spot. It doesn't matter who pans out, but we want to make sure that we are in that spot at the end of the game.